the timeline changes, and there's flexibility. You got to be able to flex to the technology and flex to the culture. So where are we at today? Well, so what's been accomplished extremely well in Cardano up to this point is the execution of the roadmap to get to the point where you have a highly decentralized system that has the capability to scale. That capability was built correctly, and it's extremely secure, and it's highly bug resistant, highly flaw resistant. Can anyone write a bug? Sure, I can write a bug right now and get people wrecked. Yep, I can do that. But the culture has understood the technology to the point where playing these games or deliberately putting exploits into a system, which I think is what happens a lot of times when these protocols get hacked, is one of two things. Either the exploit was put there deliberately, one, or number two, it was a rookie who was writing the code and they never should have been writing that code in the first place. People have to understand, if you start writing software that retains people's money and you expose the public to that, oh, it's open source, it's on GitHub. Guess what? You expose the public to a hazard. You know, I can't go put dig a hole in the middle of a sidewalk and not put warning signs up and just let people fall in the hole. I imposed a hazard upon them. So people got to take that into consideration. So some of these rookie teams really need to get together, get their heads together, form bigger teams, and make better software that attaches to the blockchain. So because we're approaching the age of scalability, so there's a couple of things that need to happen. So where we're at today, we have the ability to put the scale in place. We have the security is rock solid. Of all the blockchains I use, I feel the most comfortable on Cardano in general. I feel that the money is secure. It's sendable. The user experience is good. Could it be a little faster? Sure, it could be a little bit faster, but that comfort is a nice feeling. Knowing that some random smart contract isn't going to blast away your value without you deliberately signing a visible transaction. So, but that needs to be kept in mind as we move forward, because a lot of times on these other wallets, on these other blockchains, what they did is they put some automation in there and said, okay, it's a tough user experience to have to read those finite addresses, right? You don't want to read these really complex addresses. As a matter of fact, a lot of modern wallets, they'll just display your native currency. They'll just display it in US dollar, yen, euro, whatever. And then that's the big number. And then the little number underneath says what the actual number is in cryptocurrency. They're trying to make it a better user experience by communicating to the user the way the users learn to communicate. So we've gotten to that point. We have all that in wallets. Cardano, fortunately, still has a full node wallet for people who want maximum decentralization and maximum immutability and maximum durability. There is a full node wallet, but these light wallets have gotten really good. So where are we going in the future, right? Where are we headed next? So where we're headed next is the layer twos are coming online. There's multiple teams building multiple layer twos on Cardano, right? So you have Leviathan, you have Midgard coming up, you have Hydra and any variants of Hydra, and there's going to be multiple Hydras with multiple intrahead Hydras, which is going to be another layer two. That one's going to take a lot longer to get to multiple intrahead Hydra. And you got Gummy Worm, all layer twos. Now this is fantastic because they're extremely fast. You know, so that's where we're headed next. And Pi has done demonstrations of Gummy Worm showing extremely high speed. Charles showed a demo of Hydra running a video game at full transaction speed, full video game speed, right? So that's the next step, is to get into that ultra high speed transaction capability while retaining the underlying security properties of the network. And that's where we're headed in 2024, early 2025. I know governance is talked about a lot, but the scalability, the parallel streams, everyone knows all these streams are running in parallel, and one stream might get done before the other. That's fine. And so That's where we're headed next. Now, where are we headed after that? Well, here's what I think things in Cardano really need to get headed. I like to compare. I compare it to kind of Polygon. There's some people over in Polygon who are really smart and figure this stuff out, and that is aggregation of values. Because once you have these side chains and layer twos, how do you aggregate the value that's on these different layer twos? Someone might pick Leviathan to put their DApp or DEX, and someone might pick Gummy Worm to put their DApp or DEX, and someone might pick Midgard to put their DApp. Someone might pick the Midnight sidechain. So if I'm a user on Cardano and I have Eternal Wallow on Cardano, and so I got some dust over there on Midnight, but I want to use the DEX that ultra high speed over there on Gummy Worm, right? How does it get from point A to point B? How do I get it, right? And that's the part I was playing with between Ethereum Base and Polygon, where I'm a pretty good technical guy when it comes to user interfaces. I can figure them out pretty quick, and I still wrestle with them a little bit. Where is crypto? People, us as the humans, right? Oh, so to finish my last piece is aggregating the liquidity between these different layers and the different blockchains and making a user interface. So that's where we come back, we circle back to where you had the application layer. So where the application takes care of which layer am I on and where is the value, and then it provides the interface to the user. So it's a very simple and smooth experience, yet the user can still have the confidence that their funds are secure properly with the blockchain and not being absolutely obliterated by the Federal Reserve printing an unlimited supply of US dollars. So all that good stuff too. So the story is, all right, here's an analogy for, we are crypto zealots. We understand, the history of money. All those other people out there, they don't give a shit. They're trying to put money in an IRA, a 401k. They don't realize that they're being outprinted. They're trying to earn a living. They're biologists, they're plumbers, they're steel workers. I'm a Steelers fan, by the way. There's Steelers fans out there. There's even Cleveland Browns fans out there.
Oh God, bless
all these normal people out there, including
there's
the
even Jets fans out there, and you know who you are.
Yeah,
Jets fans.
And they're not zealots. So this story explains it well. How many people here have gone to the beach? Most of us, right? Everybody here goes to the beach.
Yeah, Rick. You're talking to a blockchain crowd, so don't take that for granted.
Yeah, there's a lot of basement dwellers, and
you don't touch too much.
Okay, so
have you heard about the beach?
Yeah, assume you're on the internet and you can see the beach, right? And so people go to the beach. When you go to the beach, like in San Diego, you might have 400 or 500 people all along the beach, like spread out all along the beach. 400 or 500 people, but you might have 20 or 30 people in the surf, 20 or 30 surfers out there compared to the 500 people on the beach. We are like the surfers. Everybody on crypto Twitter or crypto X, everyone doing these podcasts, everyone making fun of everyone else. Everyone who's making fun of everyone else, which is us making fun of Solana and Solana making fun of Bitcoin and Bitcoin making fun of Ethereum. That's what's going on right now on X. We're the surfers. We're the surfers out there making fun of each other. And the mass adoption, the general population, they're over there on the beach. They don't give a shit. So what do the surfers do? Well, the surfers, they study the tide, the winds, the sun, the moon, the currents, the waves, the rocks. They study all that. They know it in extreme detail because they go out and surf. But when they're out in the surf, a couple people on the beach might join them because they see it. They go, that looks like fun. I want to join them. And that's kind of how crypto is. We're like those guys out in the surf. Someone sees it and they come and join for some reason, right? But there's still 400 or 500 on the beach. So at the end of the day, when the sun is setting and the tide goes back, those surfers still have to go meet mom and pop on the beach. They still have to share the same parking lot. The surfers, that's us. We need to come into the beach and meet mom and pop on the sand. We can't expect mom and pop to come out into the surf and the waves and the rocks and the wind and the current. They don't know they're going to get killed. Half of them, they're going to get eaten by a shark. Lots of sharks out there. Sharks are going to eat them up. That's my analogy. That's my analogy. We are the surfers, and we need to meet them over there where the tide meets the beach and the sand.